In this episode of the Bridgestone 4x4 Club Challenge, a Mitsubishi Triton speeds up a hill. A man with a stick pokes a rock. And a man pulls funny faces. Welcome to episode 4 of the 4x4 Club Challenge. This is the third qualifying round of the 2017 Bridgestone 4x4 Club Challenge, and I again attend as a spectator. Okay, so by now you'll know the story before the competition proper starts. People arrive, they drink coffee, they chat, they stick stickers onto their cars, fill in forms, deflate their tires. A man checks out their 4x4 and they listen to a man making a speech. Then after all that, they finally head off to the first 4x4 obstacle. Let's go 4x4ing then.
Obstacle number 3 was a lot of slippery side slopes, just like this one.
This is obstacle 3, and let me tell you, those slopes are a lot scarier than they look on your television. This is Werner Voigt in an Isuzu KB. His co-driver, Hendrik Ward, is out on the obstacle where he will provide guidance. Werner makes it up the first climb without a hitch, but tight turns are not really Isuzu's best attribute, so he has to stop and reverse to improve the angle on the next slippery slope. Now for the last steep climb. Werner and Hendrik do a great job. Taking another stop and reverse to get the long KB around the corner and down the slope. After the long scary obstacle, the Isuzu bags 80 points. So Werner, how were those side slopes then?
Yeah, that was very much fun. I just need to find out from my insurance if I can claim for a hole in my seat. But other than that, yeah, it was good fun.
This is Martin De Jager and Terence Dixon, and they're in a long wheelbase Mitsubishi Pajero.
Safety first. Right, Terence?
After working out a cunning plan of action, Martin sets off on the first climb. He completes it without penalties, and he even makes the tight, scary turn. Now, just that last tricky climb. Come on, Martin, you can do it! No man, that didn't go quite according to plan. He hit the pole and he didn't make it up the climb. Gets one more try. Come on, Martin. You can do it. Or not. Oh well, next time.
De langstel bestaan op dieselfde plek. Dit is ongelukkig.
This is Suzuki Jimny crew, Marna's and Kwaba's force. The two gentlemen clearly demonstrate that you don't have to forsake your sense of fashion if you're competing in a 4x4 competition. And off goes the Jimny and easily dispatches the first climb with no penalties. It easily makes that tight turn too. Now for that climb, and no, the little Suzuki also runs out of steam.
Kazi. Kom in hier zo.
Marnas takes a long roll back to build up some right proper momentum to scale the climb. And up and over goes the Jimny, even making that last turn too. So that's a very nifty 90 points for the little Japanese 4x4. On the other end of the size scale is Johan Mark's Mercedes-Benz Geländewagen called Ultimate. It's big, it's powerful, and it has more locking bits than Paulsmoor Prison. Co-driver Anton Cotier is clapping a tuan to guide Johan through the obstacle, and also poking a rock some. Off goes Johan. After the first climb was dispatched without any issues, now just for the second climb that has been giving the teams a hard time. And the Merc hardly breaks a sweat, and that's a full 100 points for the G-Wagon crew. Time for a break. On the other side, the Jimny and I go in search of some more 4x4 action.
Ja, zwaar, nee. Dat is een moeilijke leven, nee.
You see, this television business is really hard work. Anyway, time to get straight back to the action at Obstacle 3. This is Michael Palmos and Carl Jonker, and they are in a Mitsubishi Triton. Right, here comes the Triton. And it makes it through the first section in the most impressive fashion. The bakkie spins to a stop on the second climb.
Properly roll back, dat je trek het van momentum.
Michael takes a lengthy run up, and with the speed of light, the Mitsu makes it up and over. Pity about the dead pole along the way. Michael makes another stop and needs to reverse the bakkie to line up for the last descent. And he makes it look simple. Well done, Michael.
Now, obstacle number 4 and 5, right behind me, there had a lot of down, slippery slide, and then down, down, down.
This is Jaco and Pieter Swart, and they're in opposite locks a rather large Ford Ranger. Are you ready, Jaco? And off Jaco goes. As Jaco and the big Ford demonstrate, the obstacle starts with 2 narrow gates. But the fun hasn't started yet. The track drops down a steep side slope, through some more narrow gates, and the Ranger is through. But unfortunately, it has taken out 2 poles along the way, so that's just 50 points. Driver Jaco knew exactly what went wrong.
My co-driver messed up because he didn't show me where to turn, so this is completely his fault today. I have no part in the balls being lost or thrown off. It's all my co-pilot's fault. I'm sure of it. I may need a new co-pilot after this.
Look who's back. It's Marna's force in the little jeepney. And this time Marna's has prepared a bit of a show for us. Alrighty then, off goes the Suzuki and sails through the first set of gates. The Suzuki goes down the side slope like it's on rails and breezes through with plenty of space to spare. That's another 100 points in the bank. The Vos brothers eventually finished the day in 3rd place in the short wheelbase class. On that note, let's head further down the mountain to obstacle 5. This is former Bridgestone Club Challenge champion Danny Daniels in his Jeep Grand Cherokee with co-driver Rob Wallace out on the track. So let's check out the obstacle with Danny. It starts with some narrow gates.
Op je achterwiel. Kijk. Kom.
Followed by a rather serious axle twister and a sharp turn. In the cabin, experienced Danny employs a manual limited slip differential trick by engaging the handbrake. Crafty is our Mr. Daniels. Just before the last gate, there is another tight turn. The Jeep just can't make it. So instead of losing 25 points, Danny stops and reverses to aim the large Jeep directly at the gate. Another crafty move to keep his points tally as high as possible. Danny only just misses the last pole and completes the obstacle with a nice 90 points to add to his score sheet. Mula Kutsa and Tina's Roos are next in a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Mula and Kutsa though like to plan ahead, so they inspect the obstacle from all angles and from all sides. Geez, Mula, are you guys ready to start or what? Right, so after dispatching with some perspiration caused by all the planning, Mula is finally ready.
Kom reg. Hou links, hou links. Kyk. Kom reguit, reguit. Reguit. Kyk.
Everything goes brilliantly as Muller uses the Jeep's very low ratios to great effect. Then the Jeep reaches gate 2 and things go a little bit less well. Muller has to stop and reverse. Slowly he makes it through the gate. But oh no, he has to stop and reverse again.
Kom, wiele. reguit. Reguit. Kom. Halfwiele reguit. Full lock. Hou hom. Full lock, full lock.
Now for the last gate, and the Jeep speeds towards it with great enthusiasm.
Okay, roll back.
But that's just another stop for the big Jeep.
Kom. Kom, wiele reguit. Kom. Dis deur voor.
At least the Jeep team didn't hit any poles, so they bagged 70 points. After the break, I get summoned to obstacle 10 to help Umsaki. What could that be all about?
This is obstacle number 10, and Umsaki changed it completely, as you would expect. But now, how do you make sure that people aren't gonna roll over here? You use a guinea pig.
So there I was, about to check if my Jimny would roll over or not. With Umsaki, the route master, giving directions, I aimed the Suzuki through the gates, and we made it without rolling over.
Okay.
But the route checking was not over yet. Umsaki also wanted me to check the first part of the obstacle, to check where he was supposed to put his poles. And I had to double check the trek about 10 times again. Finally, Umsaki was happy though.
Obstacle 10 is built, and I helped Umsaki set it up, just so that the guys don't kill themselves.
That didn't go so well for frontrunner's Jeep Wrangler, with marshals and bystanders adding weight to the left side so it doesn't roll over. A Land Rover is summoned to extract the Jeep from its delicate predicament. But all's well that ends well, and the Jeep, which had simply taken an incorrect line, was safe and sound. The occupants were, I'm sure, slightly shaken and stirred. This is Darren and Adele Butterworth, and they are in a Jeep Cherokee. Let's see if they also have some hairy moments. Darren tackles the tricky first descent like a champ. He got the line on the money. Now for the next climb. He makes it up, but also has taken out a gate pole along the way. Now for the second tricky side slope. He wisely stops first and takes a better angle. One final climb and he's over. But he has taken out another pole, so that's just 30 points. This is reigning short wheelbase champion Johan Becker and co-driver Vernon Osmond. Vernon's got the best co-driving gig in the field. He never needs to show Johan where to go. Off they go, and Johan deals with that first descent as if it's a straight road. And up he goes on the next climb. But the turn at the top and those big mud terrain tires force Johan to stop and reverse. Off he goes again, over that scary side slope that doesn't really look scary when Johan drives it. And over the final climb, that's 90 points. But Johann's high-scoring antics have not gone unnoticed by some of the other teams, with rumors about hidden lockers and other whatnots tainting proceedings some. So the organizers asked Johann to bring his Suzuki for a quick test, to check for any lockers and to resolve the matter once and for all. After a thorough test of the gear ratios and checks for hidden differential locks, the scrutineers cleared the Suzuki. Let's head to obstacle 1 then. This is Lawrence and Sonia Fourie, and they drive a Jeep Wrangler. On this obstacle, the teams have 2 route options, the easier 70 points, which is a straight drive, or a much rougher 100 points, which is a left turn up a steep incline. And as we've seen over the past few weeks, that 100-point route was a real tough nut to crack. So let's see if Lawrence takes the smart or the brave option. And of course, it's the brave one. Now the Jeep has to hop and skip its way through the narrow gates, but it's near impossible to miss the poles, and Lawrence eventually takes out 3. So instead of a safe 70 points, the Fouries bank just 25 points. Now what now? Hey Lawrence?
Well, I got a little bit rattled when I came in and my mirrors weren't folded in. So I knew there was going to be trouble, but a little bit more than what I thought. So.
Prize giving time then, and in the long wheelbase class, the winner was Mr. Limited Slip Differential, Denny Daniels, in the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Along with co-driver Rob Wallace, the team scored an impressive 845 points. And in the shorty class, it was that man Johann Becker, yet again. Johann also competes in the National 4x4 series, and despite what some of his fellow competitors may be whispering, it seems that Johann really has a gift when it comes to 4x4 driving. He was partnered by Vernon Osmond in the Little Suzuki. As the overall winners on the day, Becker and Osmond also won a 12,000 Rand tire voucher from the series sponsor Bridgestone and an ice maker from co-sponsor Snowmaster. Clearly, this is the team to beat in the short wheelbase class. So there I was thinking, in fact, I was thinking about it for the whole day as I watched the teams compete. And it was time for me to step up to the plate.
May I have a form?
A form.
Yeah, you know, enter, competition.
serious? You wanna enter?
Competition,
You ready?
1,001 points, just putting it out there.
Have you told him Saki 1,000 points?
Ish.
Good luck. Enter. See you next weekend.
Right, so I've done it now. Next week I will compete in the final qualifying round in the Little Suzuki Jimny. Tune in to find out how that went down.